Hello, my dear friends. This is Wolf, Dawid, back. I realize I haven't been back for a while now, at least a couple months, huh? To however many of you are still tuned in. I'm glad I finally got to doing an update and getting back to this circle. I'm just gonna say a little prayer before I start. Light some medicines. Thank you, Earth Mother, Creator, Ancestors, Star Nations, for the sun, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, for the sky, all of life, for the nourishment, for the guidance, for the selflessness, for the natural, for the remembering, for the healthy, for the good, for the positive, for remembering. Thank you for this day of life. I count my blessings, and I keep walking that good red road, that humble, compassionate, healthy road. I come in a good way, and I pay respects to all living and breathing, bleeding, eating, drinking, breathing that same air, all directions, colors, nations, all walks of life, as we are all one. I give respect and honor in all directions to all ancestors, all people, animals, and plants. The planet, our common mother, the universe, creator, God, Allah, Buddha, Shiva, Book. One, here to speak my truth and come in a good, honorable, respectful way. Free of that wandering mind, useless thoughts and visions, struggles, fears, illusions, ego, pride, and embracing here and now the spirit that lives within me and moves me, and faith, courage, confidence in knowing better. I rise in a bigger and better version of myself, here to listen, to learn, to feel, to remember. I am grateful, and let me speak from my heart. In a mindful and good way. One love, respect and honor. Buckle down in sacred smoke and prayers. In the ways of the original people of Turtle Island. As for the last few years, I have actually taken upon me to head onto that red road, which is pretty much an indigenous perspective and way of the NA and AA people, based on spirituality, and whatever works is awesome, is great. The success is what matters. We all are reaching out to the same divine life force energy in all so many ways, and called the Great One by so many names. Yet we are all sitting, beating the same drum, reaching out to the same divine energy. So one love. In the last few years, I've been studying the ways of the Red Road, the teachings of the ancestors of Turtle Island, the laws, principles, and values that govern over us all, the laws of nature and balance, and so on. And it's helped me to maintain walking in a good way. I am still clean, friends. I still have not put anything in my arm since that March of 2015, or February or January, I don't even remember. So now my friend's going on 11 years clean next month. or this month. Next month would be the month I went into rehab. CVRC, Comox Valley, thank you very much. I've never turned back. I have left behind that heavy chain, ball and chain of methadone a few years ago now, and have gone through Suboxone, have gone through Sublocade, and went back to Suboxone, and I am now at a point today, February 4th, 2016. I believe it was March 15, 2015 when I started the rehab journey and quit walking in a bad way. But now I am at this point down to just over 1.25. I mean, 1.2 gram, I think, milligram, sorry, 1.2 milligram of Suboxone. And in a few days I'll be down a bit more. So this is the very last steps, the very last of it all, that pharmaceutical ball and chain. But there is more to the story. As you all remember, friends, I've also been sober for over 2 years. It just happened on its own. It just naturally happened. I got tired of it and no longer served me, even looking at it. And so I stopped trying to forcing it into me because of habit, And that's how it ended for good. I do not miss it whatsoever. Just like being out there and chasing all that crap, I am not into it whatsoever. So, as you might remember from my history, I've been putting out videos for you guys on this channel for about 8-9 years now, at least. There's hundreds of videos since I entered CVRC rehab, pretty much, and the whole journey of rehabilitation to the point we are at now. When it's been a very long time since I even tasted that methadone, and 1 milligram of Suboxone is the last little step. But if you remember, I was also always on benzodiazepines. See, the doctors have had me on benzodiazepines for about 20 years now. Starting with, of course, Ativan, lorazepam, then going to Valium, diazepam, back and forth, trying different variations, and then ending up many years ago on clonazepam, right? Which is the strongest of them all. And if you read any medical book, open any medical book, go to benzodiazepines, you will find in the first paragraph, most likely, that you cannot prescribe this medication to your patients for longer than 4 to 6 weeks, because that will result in tremendous dependency, physical and mental, and you at that point have to start weaning your patient off. Now, weaning off in the last 20 years was suggested to me by a couple doctors on a couple occasions in the 20 years. Instead, it was just more pushed on me, just to keep me cool, out of the way, like a tough band-aid, right? And a lot of these times, those were doctors or psychiatrists or counselors that were just not in that field to proceed with me, to stop and do something about it. So nothing ever happened about it. It became a comfort zone and place for me as well, of course. Oh, don't lose it. Don't get too angry. Don't do anything you will regret. Just take a pill and chill. Well, that's what Valium was all about when it first came about. They called it the wonder pill, the chill pill for everything. Well, it's become a plague of its own, and you all know this. Getting off of benzodiazepines is very, very hard. Comparing to a withdrawal from a heroin, for example, it is twice as hard, twice as long, twice as painful, twice as more of a terrible experience. I've done this, I've tried it, cold turkey at home. You cannot do this, especially at my point, especially with heart problems. Stopping this medicine instantly, just like that, because you decided, might stop your heart. Very well might do so. So you cannot. You have to taper off of it. Now, simply to keep me in a cool place and not have to worry about me. They kept me on it for over 20 years. About 20 years now, sorry. About 20 years now. Probably over. But see, you lose part of your mind when you're on something like that for a long time. And so, I used to be on very big doses. And now, again, I am at the very lowest of them all. Actually taking 0.8 milligrams of clonazepam, and soon I'll be down to, actually, I have taken this matter from my family doctor to CVRC, and our dear Dr. Eva there, as they deal with addictions, and that's where it belongs. It was with my family doctor for too long. Doctors who never cared to hear me out or to suggest or just simply make me taper off. Rather keep me on for 20 years, keep everyone paid and going. The only way you can taper off these kind of meds, and all meds we are prescribed when we get into rehabilitations, that pharmaceutical industry company, is if we do it of our own will and strength, which is what I did. It was on 40 milligrams of Valium and, tons of clonazepam. Now I am down to 0.8. And now I am down to 1 milligram of Suboxone because I have done so myself. They have helped me at CVRC to taper off Suboxone. As soon as I told them I want to taper off methadone, taper off Suboxone, they're on it. This is why I took my matter with the benzodiazepines there. And we'll take care of it. As of next Wednesday, we are switching to a way milder version of the benzodiazepine that you all know. Yes, Valium, diazepam, which is 10 times weaker and easier, and that's how you proceed to taper off. And watch me, and so it will be done. But it's a huge ball and chain. You have to keep your eyes on that ball and remember why you're here. Why am I at rehab at VRC? Why was I always there? To recover, to stop, to break those habits. You have to remind yourself. See, a lot of people never exit those rehabs, never get off methadone or Suboxone or benzos. Never, ever, till they pass. That's most people, I'm saying, and that's a fact, and you all know that. Just ask your doctor if you don't. And that's why I used to always say there's two times when an addict, in my opinion, is brave. First, when he decides to stop taking that substance that is killing and destroying him and everyone around him, say, I'm done, I'm finished, take responsibility, accountability, and go to rehab and face the music. Second time is when we go to that doctor in that rehab and tell them, I want to get off the meds. That's the only way you will do it. And so I did. It's been so long since that dreadful, powerful, potent methadone. It's been so long since big doses of anything. I'm to the crumbles. The crumbles. I have to break them down, the crumbles. But it comes out of your own will. You know, sometimes things push you in life to do what you need to do. And if you don't decide to do so for yourself, not many people will reach out and say, hey, do you want to get off of this? Do you want to end this problem? Do you want to get off this medication? As out there, they prefer you stay on it. See, as soon as I mentioned it, again, Dr. Eva, CVRC, Comox, Respect, they took it upon them right away to take me up on it and start taper immediately. And take it from that other doctor that did not really care. Also, I want to send shout outs and respects to Community Care's Peer Outreach and Comox Valley Outreach. Thank you guys for everything you do. Everything you do is important. It helps at least one person every day. And think about it. You're probably helping more every day. But think about it, even one. We're up against a beast. The annual deaths from this toxic drug overdose crisis in British Columbia it keeps increasing and increasing, over 3,000 a year, especially since the safe dope supply program that failed. Supplying people cleaner morphine and dope to the streets for free, handing it out, is not how you fix an addict's problem. Not at all. It resulted in 50% more deaths. That toxic drug overdose crisis, the fentanyl and meth insanity, is now the #1 killer in all of North America, USA, Canada, and probably in many other countries around the world. Again, it's up to us to get out of it. Those who abandoned us, left in the streets, addicted, ill, with no roof over the head, cold, freezing, ill, frustrated, having to resort to the law of this and the way of the street. It's not a good life. It's a life where you sleep with one eye open. And the city hall and the people in power say we ask for too much. I went to the city hall. They said there's nothing, not for veterans, for disabled, anyone. Nothing in plans for housing, for fixing, or trying even to stop this crisis. Instead, the city of Courtney puts up a big wall around the encampment where there is a little place called the Connect Center, and they let them stay there overnight. A shelter that where the parking lot was earlier exposed to the public, and everyone using all those bad drugs daily and dying in the streets were seen by everyone walking by, driving by. Their solution, the only one they had, is to put up walls you cannot see through all around the encampment and shelter, and no longer see them doing the drugs, overdosing, dying, and And that's the city's solution to help. I'm not afraid to say it how it is. It is how it is. We must help one another. But like all change, it starts with this one you see in the mirror. You have to want it and actually take the first step. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, if I didn't decide to do so and take the first step, I would have never taken the second, third, fourth, fifth, and crossed the line of no return. No way. It still is, always was, up to you, up to me, up to us. See, those who help others quickly realize you cannot help or save a person until they decide they want to change, to stop themselves first. I've watched my best friend die. I begged him, but he didn't want to. He did not want to, had no desire to stop. My best friend, back when we used to have best buddies or best friends. Many have died since. He was one of the first back before fentanyl, before it was available to you guys. You have to want it. You have to be the one making the decision. Otherwise, you'll keep going behind people's backs, even pretending and lying to yourself and all around you. If people push you towards it, but you don't really want it, you will never cross that door, that line, that necessity. What you need to do. Do you have a child? Do you have a wife, a girlfriend, a mother or father that love you, a brother, a sister? Really cool fellas, friends that care. Often they encourage us to do better, to try. They are our life. If we do not choose to do what is right, we will lose all of our loved ones and everything we love. It will fall away. They will turn away. Even if they love you and stick with you for years, they will turn around and walk away, as everyone would. Because there is a point where you either walk away or you destroy yourself by trying to help. People who do not want to stop will destroy everyone in their way. Not because they mean it or they want to or they intend it. It's because that's how powerful the drive is. Until you are done with it and don't want it, like me now, there's no freaking way. You talked me into it. Drag me there. No way. Until you are like that, you will scheme and lie and do everything in your power to have your way. But it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about everything and everyone. So I'm here to tell you, my friends, that, we're all like my good old acupuncture mentor and doctor and friend. Dear Dr. Willow, rest in peace, used to say we're all addicts, Dawid. We are all addicts. First, we are addicted to breathing air, he said. We're all addicted to air. Then he mentioned, things like sugar and other things. We are. And And when it comes for thrills and ecstasy and feelings like that, he was an acupuncture master who believed and did apply nada acupuncture, which is used for addiction techniques and so on, and other types of acupuncture on me. I had hundreds of treatments upon hundreds that would give you sensation like you would call a buzz on the street or whatever, a high, naturally, through either rigorous meditation or needling points of the body, meridians. And he said that everyone deserves to feel that when they need, but not by abusing and taking what is bad for you and wrong for everyone. Not by doing wrong and destroying your temple, but by studying natural ways. It's like he made a joke once about astral travel. Most people only know astral travel as it is the feeling you get just before you die. Similar to a feeling where you're in a K-hole on ketamine. But no, you can astral travel through acupuncture and rigorous meditation and teaching yourself, your body, to do these things, to step into those realms like meditation. You can program your body and rewire your brain to tap into that spiritual unseen realm. All that takes effort and choice. See, I could make all sorts of choices. We are so different, each and every one of us, and we all make different choices all the time. I could have walked any path because your choices become your life. That which you do and move towards and think about, it becomes. I am in a good place. I feel good about where I've gone. My daughter is very happy that I have overcome what was hell on earth. We are close, we are good. Everything is all right. I am now married to a beautiful person that one day I might share with you. And we are currently working things out, life. Also, all within our choices we make. That's another matter. But I'm checking in. I'm checking in and just saying hi. And making sure, for you that are watching out there, I'm okay. I haven't relapsed. I haven't disappeared. I haven't gone off the rails. No, it's all possible. It really is. I know a lot of you think I'm going to relapse, disappear, and you'll see me in the street smoking or doing whatever one day, but you won't. You will never do again. And I love running into some of you guys in the streets and saying, hey, I know you. I remember you. Respect to you. I have nothing against you. Oh, I understand everything. I'm just walking around sometimes doing my thing, still going to rehab and doing these videos sometimes for you. And sharing some retro teachings and wellness from an indigenous perspective on the platforms there, So respect, respect and props, big ups to We Care Peer Outreach and Comox Outreach and CVRC, and Wachiai, And what was that other place across from the library now? I think it's not what you are anyway. It was also something like CVRC type. You guys know the place. An exchange place and a resource place across from the library. Respects and props to you all. Okay? Shoutouts to you all. Thank you for everything you're doing. And talk to you all soon. Carry yourself in a good way. One love. And just keep walking forth. Like I used to say, in the middle of rehabilitating. Remember, I used to say, just keep walking forward, even if it's a half step a day. But do not take those steps back, please. Just keep walking forward. Push. And eventually it will be easy to walk in that one direction. I promise. One love.